What are we supposed to do with such a huge amount? That's the question echoing across the nation. Sarcastic, frustrated, and sadly justified. Because this week, Pakistan's national hockey players, the same team that shocked the world by beating the 10th-ranked France, were rewarded for their effort, their sacrifice, and their pride, with a check of just 6,000 rupees from the Pakistan Sports Board. Yes, you heard that right. Not 60,000, not 6 lakh, just 6,000. For a team that fought under pressure, played on a global stage, and brought Pakistan's forgotten national sport back into headlines, the thanks they got was the equivalent of a week's grocery bill, if that. Let's pause here, because this isn't just some social media outrage or a viral one-day story. This is a reflection of how we treat our heroes. Let's rewind the tape. The Pakistan hockey team has been struggling for years, underfunded, underappreciated, and almost forgotten. Once the pride of the nation, our hockey legacy includes Olympic gold medals, World Cup titles, and a time when stadiums were filled with roaring crowds. But over the past 2 decades, that roar has faded. Lack of sponsorships, neglect from authorities, and zero long-term planning. Still, this group of players, young, passionate, and full of hope, trained hard. They gave everything. No luxury hotels, no private jets, no match fees that cricketers enjoy. They went to Malaysia, played their hearts out, and beat world-class teams. They didn't ask for rewards, they only wanted respect. Instead, they came home to a check worth less than a pair of branded sneakers. It didn't stop there. The players were also told their daily allowance would be 400 rupees per day. Let that sink in. 400 rupees. That's not enough for a full meal in Islamabad. It's barely enough for a cup of chai, some bread, and maybe a rickshaw ride if you're lucky. Team captain Ahmad Butt couldn't believe it either. He publicly stated, "This amount doesn't even cover the toll expenses while traveling to camp." And guess what? The promised 30,000 rupees per day allowance for the FIH Nations Cup in Malaysia, the one they were told they'd receive, is still pending. Not just that, dues from previous training camps also remain unpaid. Even the coach, Tahir Zaman, a former legend, and now the man who helped bring the team to an international final, hasn't received proper compensation. Let's ask ourselves, is this incompetence or is it just plain disrespect? Some officials claim the Pakistan Hockey Federation is broke. They say there are no funds, no sponsors, and the sports board is doing all it can. If that's the case, then why are we still sending teams abroad? Why are we still raising flags and singing anthems if we can't afford to pay the people holding those flags? Think about the long-term damage. If this is how we treat the athletes who wear our national colors, who sweat and bleed for our pride, then why would the next generation even try? Would you let your child play hockey, knowing they'll train for years, give everything, and receive 6,000 rupees for their effort? Let's be honest, this isn't just about hockey. This is about our national mindset. We glorify our heroes when they win, but we ignore them when they ask for basic respect. We put their photos on social media, call them warriors, call them pride of Pakistan, but when it comes to giving them their rights, we disappear. It's not just sports. It's the same with our teachers, our scientists, our artists. We celebrate headlines, but fail when it comes to sustained support. Now imagine this, a player who came from a poor background, who trained without proper gear, who fought to make it to the national team, and after finally succeeding, he returns home with a check that barely covers a week's groceries. Will that player stay motivated? Will the next teenager watching on TV feel inspired? Or will he think, maybe cricket is better, maybe politics is better, maybe leaving the country is better? The truth is, we are killing ambition with neglect, we are crushing hope with red tape, and we are burying talent under 6,000 rupees. So here's the question, who is responsible? Is it the Pakistan Hockey Federation? Is it the sports board? Or is it all of us for staying silent too long? Because when we don't raise our voices, the system keeps doing what it does best, ignoring the people who actually matter. It's time for accountability. It's time to ask the tough questions. Why are there no long-term contracts for national athletes? Why is the funding for cricket 100 times more than hockey? Why are we still running federations like family businesses? And most importantly, when will we stop embarrassing our champions. Because make no mistake, this isn't just a story of a check. It's the story of how Pakistan treats its best. And unless we fix it, we won't just lose matches, we'll lose dreams. Do you think the sports board should be held accountable? Should our athletes get the respect and reward they truly deserve? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Next Gen Pakistan, because here we ask the real questions, even if others stay silent.